A few years ago, I was on a dancing party with a girl. And it was a super, super cold day. And I didn't have any jacket. So after the party ended, she was like, "Oh, you don't have anything. And it's snowy outside. No, I'm not letting you go. My father is gonna pick you up and drive you home." And I was like, "No, I don't like that idea." Like, I became super scared because I was afraid of meeting her father. I didn't even have to talk to him. Like, not really. Like, say hi and say where to go. It's not much. But I was still afraid to do that. But okay, after a while of convincing me, I said, okay, fine. I opened the door, say hi, and her mom was here too. And from her stories, her mom was the biggest bitch. Like, she was super masculine, she was super controlling, and she was quite hostile towards me. At least from her stories. But she seemed as if she didn't really like me. Even though we didn't meet. Or at least it was what I told myself. That, oh, she doesn't like me. And what am I gonna do now? And I was super afraid. I was super uncomfortable and anxious in that car. So her father asked me where to go. And I very quietly, with a feminine voice, say where. And I think I had to say it twice, because he didn't fucking hear me. But okay, we were driving. We were passing by my house. And I didn't say shit. They didn't know exactly where I lived, like roughly. But my house was to right. Just turn right. But I stayed quiet. I just wanted to fucking leave that car. But I didn't say anything. Even though we drove past my house. Even though my house was right there. I didn't say shit. And a few meters later, her mom was like, so where do you live? And I had to admit that I was such a fucking bitch that I didn't say that I lived here. Can you imagine? Like, I felt so freaking bad. Like, it was so embarrassing to admit that I was such a bitch that I couldn't even say a normal thing, which is, I live here. Let's go forward a few years. I have some little picnic with a girl, and we spent really nice time together, and I didn't expect to meet her mom that day. But she was like, oh, let's grab the blankets and let's put them back to my home. I was like, okay. Now I wasn't afraid to meet her mom. Why? Because I didn't fucking say to myself that, oh, she doesn't like me. Oh, she is a bitch. Like, she's not gonna like me. I didn't come with that mindset. With what mindset did I come? I came with very positive, very happy, very outgoing, very not introverted mindset. Because I myself, I think I'm an introvert. Or at least on the introverted side. So it wasn't really comfortable to me to meet her. But I came with that extroverted mindset. I came with that confident mindset. I told myself that, no, not today. Today I'm not gonna have the same situation from a few years back. So I walk in there with shoes on, with the blanket in my hand, and I hug her, and she didn't even notice that I did have the shoes on. And she would usually get very, very mad at her friends that they do this. If they walked in in shoes, her mom would be pissed. But she didn't even notice. Just because I was confident and happy and outgoing. And I just put off the blanket and said goodbye. And a few months later, here I am. And she absolutely loves me. And that first impression was a good first impression. And tomorrow, I'm meeting her dad. And you know how it is with meeting girls' dads. Some of them are fucking weird. And some of them are gonna ask you questions. I recall a few years ago, a friend's She was my girlfriend, and we were not dating. But even though we weren't dating, we were just friends. I walk in there, and her father was a police officer. And he asked me all these weird questions, and I thoroughly couldn't tell him because I was so stressed. It was uncomfortable. But I'm not gonna go with that mindset tomorrow. I'm not gonna go with the mindset that, oh, I'm scared. Oh, her dad, he probably won't like me. He probably will think that I'm a bitch. No, he won't think that I'm a bitch, because I will walk in there. I will shake his hand. I will keep the eye contact. I will speak with a voice that I'm speaking to you right now. Of course, I can forget about some of these things, and I can use my higher pitched voice. I sometimes do. I don't always talk like this, but tomorrow I will. And even if I slip up, I don't give a shit. Just act cool. And I'm going tomorrow with the mindset that it's all gonna work out fine. I'm not gonna be afraid. I'm not gonna be scared. Always in these scenarios, I like to think about my childhood. When mom would tell me that, oh, this bee is more afraid of you than you are of her. Like, I fucking love it. Like, it's so relatable to me. Like, it hits me so freaking much. Because it probably is true. Like, the bee, or at least the bee isn't gonna hurt me. Like, it can sting me, but it's not really gonna do much. But I could kill the bee with one hand, with one finger. So I treat her father like that bee. Like, I'm not afraid of him. And if anyone is scared of anybody, he is afraid of me. Like, even though it's not true, he's not afraid of me. Why would he? But I'm telling that I'm never gonna tell myself something negative. Because guess what? If you're predicting that something negative will happen, if you're like, oh, yeah, no, it will not work out. Even though it could. Even though there is such a high chance that it could. Of course, if it's delusional that, oh, I'm gonna buy a lottery ticket. And I'm gonna go with the mindset that I'm gonna win. No, it's stupid. Like, it's a lottery ticket. But when it comes to meeting people, do not ever come with a mindset that it's not gonna work out. Because guess what? It's not gonna work out. But if you tell yourself that you're confident, that you're not anxious, that you're not afraid, guess what is gonna happen? You're gonna be fucking confident. You're not gonna be anxious. You're not gonna be afraid. Just because you said these affirmations. I'm sure many of you are like, affirmations? Like, it's stupid. No, it's not. Affirmations, it's building the good mindset. It's building the foundation, the subconscious mind of you by doing these conscious affirmations. If you say to yourself 100 times that you're confident, guess what you're gonna be? You're gonna be fucking confident. But the same way, you can say a negative thing. And guess what? You are gonna become the negative thing that you're affirming to yourself. So if you wanna get rid of social anxiety and unconfidence, I want you to repeat to yourself that you're gonna be confident, that you're not gonna be afraid. That's what I did before meeting her mom. And I was fucking confident. I wasn't that afraid, even though I was still that introverted me. You can't really change it. But just because I told myself that, no, I'm not a bitch today. No, I'm not gonna be unconfident. I am fucking gonna be confident. Just because I told myself that. Meeting her mom, first of all, wasn't that scary. And second of all, it wasn't like weird or embarrassing or whatever. It was a good time. So say to yourself that you're gonna succeed. Say to yourself that you're gonna be confident. That's what you will be. Remember, you can feel a certain way. You can feel the anxiety. You can feel that you're afraid of going there and meeting her father. Tomorrow I'm probably gonna be like a little bit shaky, a little bit stressed. but it doesn't stop me from acting confident. Do not let your emotions dictate the way that you act and the way that you think, which will then lead to you acting in a certain way. Don't let emotions change your behavior. And it's usually on worse. Even though I'm a little bit stressed of meeting her father, I'm not gonna give a shit about it. I'm just gonna say to myself, I'm not stressed. I don't give a fuck. I'm not afraid. I am confident. I'm not anxious. And that's what I'm gonna be. To a huge degree. And I'm gonna get rid of that social anxiety to a very, very minimal amount. So please, tell yourself good things. Say these good affirmations. And get rid of the bad affirmations, the bad labels that you have about yourself. That's what I want you to remember after clicking on this video. Thanks for watching. Type in comments your questions, subscribe, and see you guys till next time.